I've been wanting to make a personal website for such a long time. A digital business card for my internet whereabouts. Why do you even need a website, you might be wondering? Hi everyone, for those of you who are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Luba and here I talk about entrepreneurship, tech, and lifestyle. You might be wondering, why do I even need a personal website? Of course, there is my Facebook, there is my Instagram, there is my LinkedIn, there is of course my YouTube channel. But at the same time, I've always wanted a place that segregates all of these resources in one place, a place that I can send you guys to, and a place that just serves like a conglomerate of all information related to me, my brand, and me as an individual. It's kind of like a digital business card. I've wanted to make a personal website for such a long time. I feel like every year or every half a year, I have this goal buried somewhere that, hey, I need to spend time to, revamp the Life of Luba page. And I'm going to be building my personal website in Squarespace, which I think is the easiest way to whip out a beautiful, very stylish looking page or multiple pages that is easy to use, that is easy to build. And I'd love to thank Squarespace because they do happen to be a sponsor of this video. I've been a huge fan of their aesthetics, of their simplicity, and I've been wanting to work with them for a while, so I'm really excited that they decided to support this channel and to support this video. Let's talk about my website. My original thinking is that I should pick a template and just kind of get rolling with it. Once I pick the template, I'll figure out what I want to put on there. I think I should first look at the aesthetics, what I want my website to look like. But before doing that, I do think that I should ask my friend Alexa, who actually has been working with Squarespace for about 5 or 6 years. And by working, I mean she's been creating websites on Squarespace for that long of a time. And she's actually a product designer, which means that hopefully she will have some really actionable and quick tips on how I can make this website building journey easier for me and hopefully, help me avoid wasting time. So this is what I'm planning to do for my website. I want my website to just be an abode for all the projects that I'm working on. So I want to tell the story about being a YouTuber. I want to have a link to my outsourcing recruiting company, and I also want it to be a place where people can contact me, so there has to be a contact form.
Spent any time writing that content, or do you have that?
I do not, so okay. I still have to do that.
It is tricky, I'll have to say. It is tricky without the content, because you may think that's what you want, like you have in your mind the vision of what you want, and then you actually write the content and realize actually there are different levels to it that I want to create pages around. So I think at a very high level, yes, you can create a website that is really easy to use and simplified down, but you may find I actually want to have a full page dedicated to this project.
These are the templates that Squarespace, I assume, advertises, or all their websites templates that they have. Would you say that for my needs I should go to personal and CV section, or should I take the time to look through everything?
I think for all of the options, these are definitely probably popular categories per different types of industries.
Yeah.
But you could find inspiration in one of the other ones. I mean, I would definitely start with a personal and CV one, just because that sounds like what you're interested in. But you might find inspiration from the others. All of the websites, you can do that, what you just said. You don't have to include images if you don't want. You can have 2 colors if you want.
Okay.
I would focus more on with the templates, is looking at the navigation.
So now that I picked the template, besides focusing on content, so I think my first step is going to be just making content. What are maybe 2 other things to keep in mind? Let's say content is ready. Yeah, what are some other things?
Well, once the content is ready, and content is both copy, the words you want to put on the site, but it's also going to be the images you want to select. Maybe it's also video content, all that sort of stuff. After that, you can start figuring out the design. I know Life of Luba does have
kind of a brand,
You've branded it, right? So you would start
picking
the colors, choosing the typography.
You know that it's very easy to make your website a big cluster of colors, of stuff. Do you feel like these templates help avoid that generally? Because not being a designer, I know that the more minimalistic you want to be, the harder it kind of is.
Great question. I actually don't think that you can do that with Squarespace.
They've
made it really easy and straightforward, I think, for people who have a non-design background to not mess it up.
Do you think it's realistic for me to finish up this like simple template website in a few hours, or? I'm really trying to optimize here.
It sounds like you haven't spent a lot of time in Squarespace, and it is a tool to learn. It's not. It's definitely not gonna be something that you'll be able to do in just a couple hours. Again, I think Squarespace has done a great job to make creating a website a lot easier for people who don't have a design background. And so you might not be able to make your website in just a couple of hours, but you could make it in a weekend if you really spent time on it.
Okay, sounds good. Awesome. Well, Alexa, thank you so much for your help. I'll keep you posted on how my website looks like, and hopefully it'll be great.
Yeah.
And
I would love to see what it looks like. Definitely let me know.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep.
So sounds like I should start working on content first. I'm really happy that I went to her apartment and asked her for advice, because I totally would not have started working with the content. And then I also think that likely I'll keep coming back to this page and I'll keep updating and including some resources. I think that's kind of where I'm taking inspiration from. I love when you go to a personal website and it just looks very simple, very minimalistic. It just has the most important information, and that's about it. I think the simpler you start, the easier it will be to then later on build up on it. I also feel like I need to do some research to refresh my mind about what others are doing. As Alexa recommended me, I think we gotta start with the basics and write out that content for the website that I'm imagining. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do now, and I'm really hoping that it's not gonna take that much time, because as I was telling her, I don't really want much on my website. I just kind of want it to be like the root of the tree that points in a bunch of different branches to show you guys links to a variety of different mediums that I'm on. I actually want to draw inspiration from Alexa's website herself, because I think her personal website is super great, and despite the fact that it's much bigger than what I want my website to be, I'm still gonna take a look at hers to just draw some inspiration. Okay. Oh, this is so cute. I love her website. It's so pretty. It's really nice, and I love this big YouTube button. Oh, what did I do, guys? Okay, let's start on my content. Main page. So hi there, I'm Luba. I'm a content creator and an entrepreneur based in the Bay Area, California. Oh, I like this. Content creator, entrepreneur, and an opera singer. Yes. I think this is looking pretty good. I'm quite content with the content. I think it looks very minimalistic. It's just enough to get started, and I'm excited to see how it's gonna lay out on the actual website. However, a big part of a personal website is also imagery. So I definitely need to spend some time picking a good photo of myself, or a few photos of myself that I feel like would represent my brand well, and that I feel like will, of course, aesthetically look good on the website. I recently did this photo shoot, and I think I'll be able to pick a photo from the photo shoot. Let's see. Okay, there is a few photos that I think would fit well. No, this. I think that I'm just gonna add them in this folder and then just see what works best for the website. I think I need to decide what the vibe is. I think I want the vibe to be friendly, to be approachable, but at the same time I don't want to look like way too happy. I want to look kind of serious. Oh, this is cute. I like it. Okay, cool. I think we picked enough photos. Now I can play around with the site. Let's look at them closer. This is cute. Oh, this is really cute. Yeah. What do you guys think? So smiley. Okay. I'm pretty happy with the template Alexa picked for me, so now I'm just excited to see how this template will actually fit into the website I want to create. Okay, now I want that big page with an image and with text, the main thing that you guys are going to be seeing when you come to the website. Okay, great. Is this my mission? Wow, this is looking good. This is so simple. I love it. I think this is good. And then last but not least, I'll have a contact form. in case someone doesn't want to email me for business inquiries directly, but they just want to go through the form. Who knows? People have different preferences. When people come to my website, I want them to feel like I'm friendly, I'm professional, I am approachable, and I'm thoughtful. I'm not sure if I'll be able to portray that with a website that I have in mind, but I'm very optimistic. Especially considering Squarespace templates are so easy to use, I feel like I'll be successful in doing that. And if you guys want to check out Squarespace, definitely use my link squarespace.com/lifeofluba to get your 10% off. One thing I need to think through that I haven't spent much time figuring out is my color palette. But one thing I want to keep in mind is for it to not be way too colorful, to just kind of keep it again minimalistic, because I think with website building, and this is learned from experience since I did try making my website before, and a couple of times actually, and I've always had this trouble of including way too many colors and it kind of being clustered with a color bomb, a color explosion, and I think that doesn't look very professional and it doesn't show that minimalistic vibe that I want to go for. So I have to be very careful with the colors. Okay, color palette, a very important decision. So it has some suggested color palettes, which is really nice because, if you don't want to bother with picking your own color palette, you can just take one of the existing ones. So let's see if I switch my color palette to this one. Oh, looks very nice. Damn. I do have my design palette that a designer made for me about a year and a half ago. However, I'm not using that palette too much, but let's see if this palette would work for the website. Okay, so there's this charcoal color. Then we have this cute sandy color. Oh, I do really like this palette. Okay, so white, sand, and red. F5, E3, D9. F5, E3, D9. Okay, this is kind of good. Okay, let's stick with this and change the font. I do think my font should be sans serif, but I'm curious to look at the mixed styles as well. I think work sans is pretty good. I love how everything is so intuitive and so adjustable just on the sidebar. It's pretty nice because I don't really have to, Google anything related to how to do this or that, so it just makes it so simple. I highly recommend using this website builder. So we have the headings, so these are just global styles. So if I change the global styles, the styles will be changed everywhere on the website, where I specify my element as paragraph 1 or heading or description. This is kind of similar to what I did with Figma last week, where you can create a component, and these are essentially components. If you change the properties of one component, it's going to change them globally on the whole site. So I think I just need to define a specific page element first, and then I can adjust the fonts for these page elements. So if I go here and I click edit, you can go ahead and say that this is going to be, actually, I think this should be heading. Okay, yeah, I think I'm drawing inspiration heavily here from Alexa, and that's something similar that she has, and I really like this. What I love about Squarespace is that they have great documentation with videos, so it's very easy for me to figure out steps that I'm having struggles with, like figuring out how to drop a block into an existing block. So everything just seems really intuitive and simple. And we're done. I'm so happy with my new website. It was pretty easy, so now you can check it out at lifeofluba.com. Building this website was actually much easier than I anticipated. Alexa told me that it's gonna take a full day for sure, maybe 2 days. That is because I've used website builders before, so I'm kind of familiar with, where to look, what the structure is gonna kind of look like. I also didn't do too much customization. I really relied on those Squarespace blocks and their aesthetics. But my website is live. You guys can find it at lifeofluba.com. It's there. From this learning, I would say do not hesitate. Go in ahead and build in your personal business card if you would like to do so, of course. These, website builder like Squarespace is super easy to use. It was very, very fast, very intuitive. And then who knows, maybe you can even build a consulting business out of that. You'll love Squarespace so much, you'll love building websites so much that you can just start offering it as a service. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a like and consider subscribing to this channel. I am also considering making more content per week, so would love to hear any ideas that you might have for what you'd like me to post about. I have a very exciting new series coming up on the channel that I can't wait to share with you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye for now.